That's a good question. Not necessarily. No, I'm not gonna. I don't have a bias about Bitcoin. I think I DCA Bitcoin every Monday. I bought my first Bitcoin in 2020. Didn't buy anything. Then I studied it quite well. Not listening just to Michael Saylor, but study it for yourself. It's the only finite asset. Look, I talked about this on my channel a million times. We know what's happening to the US dollar. US dollar has lost 10% of its value this year. That's how much buying power you have lost. Over the last 5 years, US dollar has lost probably 6 to 8% a year of its value. And that's another beef I have with the government. When the government says, oh, inflation is 2.5%. It's not 2.5%. It's a lot higher than that. Nominally, it's the same $100 bill, but it's buying a lot less. So BTC, I figured, is my only. Well, no, there's other things. I have real estate. I have gold. Obviously, I trade. I have an investment account. I'm trying to spread the wealth. So I've figured out, though, long time ago, the rich are getting richer because they accumulate hard assets, right? Land, real estate. And if you look at the real estate prices, if you look at gold, if you look at Bitcoin, they all have kept pace with inflation. So not necessarily. The greater fool theory is more in the individual stocks that don't belong. They're not worth the paper they're printed on, but it happens. Bitcoin has some value as a holder of value, let's say. I'm not going to call it digital gold because I don't think it is. But more so Ethereum now has, I think, value. And not because, again, Tom Lee's doing it. He's the GOAT, whatever, but I'm not buying what I'm doing. I'm not buying SBET because Tom Lee says Ethereum is great. I'm like, no. But I do understand the concept. So I don't think BTC is greater fool theory. I don't think so. But also, I don't think BTC is ready for prime time. What happened last Friday? Right? What happened? You had a candle, people call it. I don't look at candlesticks, but I look at bar charts, old timers. We had a 20% bar. That shouldn't happen to a consistently solid asset. It shouldn't have that kind of volatility in one single bar, daily bar. It was 115 high, 105 low. That's 20%. So maybe it's not ready for prime time. Now, does Bitcoin have other some utilitarian tools? No, it's just holder of value, right? And look, overall, what has Bitcoin done? It has outpaced. If you were in Bitcoin, you would have kept pace with the gaslit information that you get from the government, right? And you save your butt. Real estate, same thing. My house has doubled in price since I've been in here in 22 years, but it's 4.5% a year. Well, that's just keeping pace with inflation. Same thing. Gold actually has done the best, last with exception today, probably. But we're at 4,400. All these hard assets are at all-time highs. There's reasons for that, obviously. One of the reasons is we just look at global M2, look at US M2, look at money supply. All we do is just print and dump it in there. Government says, oh, we're going to cut QT. What QT? Quantitative tightening didn't even happen to a point, really. I mean, we had a little bit of a shakeup when the Fed went from ZERP, which were very late because they got the inflation genie out of the bottle. Now they're trying to stick it back. It's never going to go back in. But then now they're cutting rates. Why? They're seeing trouble ahead. And the market has not at all priced in slowdown, recession, forget about it. Market has not priced any of this in. And when it does, that's when in 2026, a lot of novice traders are going to get absolutely smashed. That's not my wish, but then you have to have the tools to figure all this stuff out.